Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to share with you an interesting game which was played by Soviet chess player Kira Zvorykina. Zvorykina was a three-time winner of the Women's Soviet Championship, and she was married to renowned Soviet chess grandmaster Alexey Suetin. In this game her opponent is a chess player whose second name is Gladkov, and the game was played in 1958 at Belarusian Championship. Zvorykina opened up with e4 and Gladkov responded with e5. Knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5 with the Ruy Lopez a6, Morphy defense, bishop a4, knight f6, white castles kingside, bishop e7, black is choosing the closed lines and bishop takes c6, white goes for delayed exchange variation, d takes c6, queen e1, knight d7, d4, e takes d4, knight takes d4, black castles kingside, knight c3, knight b6, nothing special, both players are developing their pieces. Bishop e3, knight c4, and rook d1. White is first putting his rook on an active attacking square, and then will protect the pawn on c2. Of course, right now, knight takes b2 is not good because of this. Knight takes c6, and black can face some problems. That's why after rook d1 we have queen e8. Black is moving away her queen from the dangerous d file, and bishop c1, c5, knight e2, and b5. Well, the interesting thing is that later in 2016 this position would occur in a game played between Ildar Khairulin and Dmitry Andreikin. In that game Andreikin chose f5, but the interesting thing is that according to the engine the best move is b5. Interesting, right, that in 1958 a woman chess player is making a stronger move than Andreikin in 2016, whose rating was 2736 at the time of the game. But let's see what happened next in our game. Here comes knight d5. White is putting her knight on an aggressive attacking square, bishop d8, knight g3, knight b6, knight e3, bishop f6, king h1, a prophylactic move. Now white will go for f4 advancement, g6, and f4 is on the board. So far so good, but in here by playing bishop h4 black made a mistake. Instead it was better to play a move like queen e7 and meet f5 with h5 in order not to allow any knight e4 jumps. But in our game after f5 we have bishop h4, and here we go, f5 is on the board. Even in here it was not too bad to go for h5, not allowing knight g4, but instead black played bishop b7 and white put her knight on an aggressive square, h5, but already it's too late. Here Zvorykina made a very powerful decision and she went for a queen sacrifice. Knight takes h5 is on the board. The knight was pinned but it jumped. Black accepted the queen sacrifice. That's all black could do, and we have knight f6 check. And now these monsters, which are called knights, will finish up black king. King h8, which steps into a checkmate in 6. Well, king g7 could prolong black's resistance, but even in this case black has little chances of saving the game. Let's take a quick look how white can win after king g7, and then white will win. Black queen, f takes g6, now the threat is rook takes f7, that's why black should recapture, rook takes e1, rook takes e4, and after the exchange of rooks, white's rook is penetrating the 7th rank and black is in trouble. The threat is knight f6 with a mate to follow, and if king g8 then rook g7 check, and then black king is getting checkmated. White will announce a discovered check, or after rook f7 if rook d8 with a mating threat, then this time white can go for bishop g7 check and can quickly finish up black by winning the rook. This is a totally winning endgame. But in our game after knight f6 check we have king h8 and rook d3. The threat is rook h3 check, and there is no defense. Black played queen takes e4, but after rook h3 check, black resigned in view of an imminent checkmate. If king g7, then rook h7 checkmate is coming. That was a nice final queen sacrifice, which gave birth to a brilliant attack, and I hope that you enjoyed it greatly. In the end, a chess puzzle for you where the task is to find the winning line for white. It's white to move, and I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Here are more suggestions for you. Feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.